Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about diabetes and what you should be eating, what you shouldn't be doing if you are someone who's pre-diabetic or diabetic. Now this video will be useful for anyone who is suffering from PCOS also, because a lot of women who are suffering from PCOS are actually prone to diabetes or are already pre-diabetic. Now in India, 1 out of 12 people are either diabetic or pre-diabetic, and one of the common myths is that it is not reversible. It is very very much reversible. So I'm going to talk about a few things that you could do in your daily diet so that it gets reversed and you have a complete lifestyle change over a period of time. Now, I think the basic reason for why any one of us is suffering from diabetes is insulin insensitivity. Now, there are multiple reasons for why insulin insensitivity might happen to you, but I'm going to talk about that what you could do if you are already insulin insensitive in nature. Now, the first and the most important thing that you should actually not do is have biscuits with your tea. Now I've seen a lot of people, and I've spoken it whenever possible, that you can actually have some sugar in your tea, but do not start your day with those two biscuits that you do, because that has a lot of saturated fats. These are processed foods. This is a lot of maida or all purpose flour, and it's also a lot of sugar. So these are the ingredients of it. So you rather have natural sugar that's coming from the sugar cane than having these kind of sugars in your tea. So don't start your day with biscuit. You could actually start your day with some seasonal fruit. Any fruit is actually okay to have. And yes, you can have any fruit for that matter. I mean, you can have banana, you can have mango if they are in season. Banana anyway stays in season throughout the year, and mango, whenever it's in season, you can actually have it. Um, this brings me to the second myth, which is, can we have chiku? Can we have any sweet fruit? Yes, you can have it. Do not have any fruit juices, because that's like a lot of sugar without any fiber. So irrespective of whether it is packaged juice or it is fresh juice, it's not definitely recommended for you and anyone else otherwise actually. So that's a good way to start your day. The second thing is that have something freshly cooked made at home, or if you're having anything packaged, just make sure that there are no preservatives to it. So I think that's the second thing that anyone who has it should understand. Now a lot of people actually who come to us for nutrition coaching program do end up asking for what do we do if we have a lot of sugar cravings. Now it's very very common that if you are pre-diabetic or diabetic, you will have those small urges in between the day, like maybe at 12 o'clock when the time for your lunch is yet not there, but you want to have something because there has been substantial gap from your morning meal. Or if you are someone who sort of sleeps very late in the night, then chances are that you kind of get some cravings at 9:30, 10:30 in the evening. So I'll tell you what to do for that. The number one thing is having ghee in your diet. Now you could actually mix your ghee with some rice. A lot of people will actually come back to you saying that rice is told no by a doctor. It's important to understand that if you're having your rice with some ghee and with some protein, the glycemic index of the rice will get lowered. It will take more time to get digested in the body, and hence it's not going to create blood sugar spikes in your body. So it is definitely okay to have rice, especially if you are someone who comes from a South Indian background and have been wanting to or have been eating rice all your life. So it's okay to have it. Um, but what is essential to understand is that if you are having anything and everything, just add a tablespoon of ghee to your diet, because it's going to curb the sugar cravings that you might have throughout the day. So that's one of the things that you could do. The other thing that is important is to sort of exercise a bit. Now a lot of people actually end up going on a calorie deficit diet, because a lot of doctors actually go ahead to suggest that you should lose some weight if you are suffering from diabetes. It's important that you lose some weight, but in the right way. And the right way of losing weight is definitely not creating a calorie deficit in your diet. Now, we need to understand that anyone who is suffering from diabetes, one of the causes to it is that your nutrients are not getting absorbed properly. The cell of your body is not getting the right kind of nutrition that it should have had. Now, since there is already a deficit of the nutrition that is reaching the cell, if you are actually creating a calorie deficit without, solving the real original problem, you're further worsening the condition. So the actual way, or the authentic way of doing it is basically creating the capacities of your cells to absorb and assimilate the nutrients. And how that is going to happen? That's going to happen when you are going to exercise. And by exercise, I definitely do not mean go walk. Yes, you could do it some days, but it's important that you use your muscle of the body. You do some kind of strength training, and it doesn't have to do with going to a gym and pushing and pulling a lot of weights. It just means that you could do yoga, you could do full body mat exercises, you could actually use the wall of the houses to do your push-ups and other exercises. Now that we are at home and we are going through a pandemic, it's much easier to just run through a video, do 20-25 minutes of floor exercises or wall exercises, or maybe just 10 to 12 Surya Namaskars a day. It's just enough for the body to sort of regulate the muscular power and maintain that bone density of the body, which will further enhance your condition and help you sort of recover from diabetes. So that's important. I think the last bit that I will talk about is those specific Ayurvedic herbs that you could use just so that your diabetes gets reversed and the condition gets improved. The one herb is Arjun Chal or Arjuna powder. Now it's easily available in the market, so you could actually use it as a form of tea, maybe one time or twice every day. That's one thing that you could do. The other thing is having an Ayurvedic herb called Paneer Doti. Now you could actually Google it up. I don't know what is it called in other regions, but back in North India we call it Paneer Doti. The other things that you could actually add in the diet is add a lot of garlic or lasun, and you don't have to have it and gulp it like a lot of people do. You just have to simply use it in your normal vegetables in the tadka. Then you could use a cinnamon in your tea or cinnamon in your fruits, like a bit of it every day. That also sort of helps your insulin insensitivity in the body. And then you could obviously use ginger. So ginger, garlic and cinnamon in your regular diet will also help you. Other than that, these two herbs will also help you. So let us know if you are practicing any of these measures that we just mentioned. How did you feel after using them? And thank you so much.